Hi, my name is Prachi, and I understand how stressful it can be to be a teenager. I mean, you have so much going on, like schoolwork, extracurriculars, family, friends, and so much more than that. Sometimes it feels like you don't have enough time to do it all. You just wish you had more time. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the 5 things that gave me back so much time as a teen. Number 1, understand what matters to you and eliminate the rest. You probably don't need to do all of the things you already do. Do you feel like you keep adding more and more to your to-do lists and they never seem to end? Maybe your issue isn't that you struggle with time management. It might just be that you have too much on your plate. So you need to figure out what's important and forget about the rest. It's really hard to stay on top of things when you just have so much to do. It's just not necessary. Not everything on your to-do list is equally as important. Don't feel like you have to do everything. I would suggest you create a list of all the things like projects or activities you normally do or anything that's important to you right now, and pick maybe 4 or 5 things that matter to you most and commit to those things. It's better to commit to a few things that are actually important to you than try to do a bit of everything and end up exhausted at the end of it. Also, is there anything that's distracting you or taking up your time and energy that you can easily eliminate as well? It might be scrolling on your phone, watching TV, or just being around people that just waste your time. Even if it's just one thing that you can eliminate, it makes all the difference in the world. If you already spend 5 hours on your phone every day, try reducing it down to 4. That way you get an extra hour back to do something that's meaningful to you. You might not think it makes much of a difference right now, but trust me, in the long term, that extra hour makes all the difference. It just adds up over time. So figure out the few things that actually matter to you and remove everything else. You just don't need that extra stuff. Now you have a focus. Number 2, create a blocked calendar. I just started doing this and it changed my life. I use Google Calendar, but you can use really any type of calendar that works for you. This can be physical or digital. Basically, you create blocks of time for specific tasks for each day of the week. Everything already has a place in my calendar, so I don't have to think about what am I going to do today. The structure is already there. All I have to do is follow it. I don't even have to remember to do the thing. I just look on my calendar and do what it tells me to do. You might want to do your creative work in the morning, so you do your creative projects in the morning, or your homework, or any kind of mental work. That's usually how it works for me. And then in the afternoon, you might like to do your physical activities like sports, or hanging out with your friends or family. So just make sure you have blocks for every different project or activity that you want to do throughout your week. And you don't have to have every single thing blocked on your calendar. You can just block a few of your most important activities or goals that you're trying to accomplish that you really want to make sure you get done. It's okay to have some white space. If you're trying to learn Spanish, for example, you might want to block that out on your calendar. Just choose the time that works for you. This might be from 7 to 8 in the morning or from 4 to 5 in the afternoon, and block that out and just commit to it. I find that scheduling most of the things I have to do throughout my week actually frees up more of my time than it did before. I'm not just mindlessly following a to-do list. I actually have specific blocks of time for when I get each activity done. And then I have more time to do other fun things. Number 3, stop being a perfectionist. This might be hard for those students who really care about their grades. I mean, those students who are obsessed with their grades. I used to be one of those people, but I'm not anymore. It's nice to have goals. But why are you working so hard on the things that don't help you achieve your goals? When I was in middle school, I was really obsessed with my grades, and anytime I didn't get a perfect score, I would get pretty mad at myself. Sure, grades are important, but maybe they're not the most important thing to you, and that's okay. Especially with schoolwork, don't try to be a perfectionist, because every time you try to be a perfectionist, you're wasting so many unnecessary minutes on that one assignment, on that one test. Being a perfectionist just wastes your time. It's better to be good enough than perfect. Just improve as you go. Don't get obsessed over that one tiny thing. You're wasting time that could be better spent elsewhere. People who make real progress don't try to be perfect. They just do their best and move on. You'll realize you have so much time when you stop being a perfectionist. Number 4, stop overthinking everything. If it's a small decision that won't affect you in the long term, make it fast and move on. If something goes wrong or needs to be changed or improved, you can always do that later. Why stress so much over little things? You'll have less energy to spend on big things. If you're someone who struggles with this, I suggest you start journaling or writing down your thoughts. This helps you to slow down and stay calm. I find that I come up with solutions to problems so much faster when I start writing down my thoughts. Maybe social media is making you overthink. Get off social media. You don't need that stress. The more time you spend going over things in your head, the less time you spend actually taking action. Anytime you find yourself overthinking, try writing your thought down or ask yourself, is this really necessary? Do I have to overthink this? If not, move on to the next thing. I still struggle with this sometimes, but journaling does help me a lot. Number 5, prioritize your sleep. A lot of people neglect their sleep. You kind of need it to survive, yet a lot of people don't get enough of it. I don't know about you, but I can barely do anything when I'm tired. My energy is the foundation of getting everything done, and sleep helps me with that. I try to go to bed at the same time every night, generally, and wake up at the same time every day. When I do this, I make sure I'm getting a consistent amount of sleep every night, and therefore have more energy to do the things I need to do. If sleep isn't your top priority, you might need to make some changes in your life. If there's something that's preventing you from getting enough sleep, like staying up all night to study for a test, which I know a lot of people do, you need to stop that. Just stop procrastinating. You're taking away precious time that you use to sleep. Protect it like it's your life. It kind of is. If you have trouble falling asleep at night or you have some sort of issue like that, maybe see a doctor or find some sort of solution to it, because sleep is so crucial. I don't know how to emphasize that enough. Sleep, sleep, sleep. It makes or breaks your day. If you do it right, you will see a difference. If you can figure out your sleep situation, you'll probably get more done than most people and have a lot of time left over. Protect your energy. If this is the only tip that you put into practice, that's actually fine. This is probably the most important thing you can do anyway. If you can master your sleep, you can master almost anything else. I hope you tried at least one of these 5 things I mentioned in this video and see if any of them change your life. Thank you so much for watching. Don't give up and see you in the next video.